Hello, treasures. I am Natalie with Natalie's Perspective, and I am just waking up. And I know so strongly that I am meant to come here and do a cringy video to my human. It feels very uncomfortable, but it's like a confession video. So if you're not here for that, okay, go scroll away. This is meant for somebody, and especially me, to pull me out of my comfort zone so much. So yeah, hi, I'm Natalie. Where do I start? I'm 40 years old, and it's already mad, like it's already coming. I'm 40, and I don't like that. I don't, as soon as I turned 40, I didn't want to celebrate the number. Because I don't feel 40. And I may have wisdom that I've gained over those 40 years. But I wasn't where I wanted to be. And to speak it out, like, honestly, I hated every single time when my friends pointed it out. Oh, you're 40. And I'm like, I don't want it being broadcast. But here I am being told to broadcast it on YouTube. I don't know exactly why it's so hard, but that's why I'm here. Okay. Okay, so there's one. Where's my tissue box? There's one big thing that felt very scary to just admit my age. We did a little celebration for my birthday a little bit later, but even then I didn't want it to be a big deal, even though it is. But yeah, so anyways, there's that. Okay, moving on to the next thing that God really wants me to share. Another uncomfortable thing for me. This is for me. That I'm meant to share is that I weigh around 220 pounds, and I have weighed over 190 pounds since I was 12 years old, and it didn't matter what I did to try and lose weight, it wouldn't come off. And like, it doesn't matter. And for the majority of my life, I have hated the way that my body looks. And especially because no one else appreciated it, really. And I would hear for many years girls specifically saying, "Oh, you look so pretty. You're beautiful." And I had a filter on that would tell me, "Oh, they're just saying that. They're just being nice. They don't really mean it." Until a few years ago, when I finally started this healing journey, my eyes were open and I started really seeing myself the way that God sees me, as his beautiful treasure that he created. And I asked him to really heal those wounds and to start helping me to see the beautiful child that I am, the beautiful woman that I am, and that I meant to look this way, and I'm created this way. Now, would I still like to be a little thinner? Maybe, yeah. Not maybe, definitely, yeah. But I also have started to accept myself for who I am and what I look like a lot more now, genuinely. And when people do compliment me, I have started to just really accept it for what it is. And I can look at the mirror and I can look at myself, and I really do appreciate my own reflection more now. That was the majority of my life. That wasn't as bad. Okay, so that's 2 out of the way. God, this is interesting. Okay, something else that I feel like I'm supposed to share. Like, so many people have this area of my face that tends to grow hair where most women don't. And I have pretty hairy arms, and I forever have been self-conscious of it, especially since as a child, I would have friends of mine point out, "You have more hair on your arms than my dad has." And that is part of my unique genealogy of being Hungarian. And Hungarian women apparently have more hair than others. But I never really delved into the Hungarian side of my family because my mom didn't really have anything to show me. And so it's just been a thing. And so for years, I've hated being part Hungarian, and even knowing nothing about it. And this year, I actually got to go to a little Hungarian festival here in the Bay Area that just allowed me to see some of my culture that I didn't know I even had, and it was beautiful. Okay, so, man alive. I am a very emotional person, and I know that. When I heard the message this morning that I was going to be asked to share things, my initial thought when I kind of played through how some of the video would start, I did not expect tears. I knew, cringe. I knew that I was going to feel uncomfortable, but I wasn't expecting the tears. And I'm not mad at them because I just know that's part of my nature, but still, I I know I'm sending away people that won't watch this because of the tears. Honestly, I don't even know who or how many people are going to be here, and it doesn't matter. Even if just one person is, I guess, that it's meant for you. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm posting this video and I'm going to be the only one watching it. I don't know. But I know that I am meant to post, I'm meant to create this and post this. And I asked God, really, do you really want me to not just make the video and feel uncomfortable? Do you want me to submit it and post it so that everyone in the world can see it? And the answer is yes. Okay, so here we go. Okay. Those are out of the way. Okay, another thing about my body that I still am trying to accept is this weird space on my arm. And it just hangs there. And it's been like that since I was a tween. And I never knew how to truly get rid of it. And I know that if I were to go and be like a gym rat and hang out there, maybe then there's things I haven't ever been able to get myself to love it like that. But that's part of this whole thing too. There's a lot of other stuff. Trying to balance out time with exercise and children and whatever. When I was a kid, my mom would have me take care of the kids. And I did that because I also felt like some part of me felt responsible for them in this situation that we were. And I essentially became their second mom or their aunt. And that's how they viewed me for most of their childhood. I'm 10 years older than them. 10, 12, 14, 16 years older than them. And I wanted to do anything to protect them. Now my 16-year-old brother and I don't really, I don't know, I wasn't around as much for him because when I was 24, I got married. I just wanted to get out of the house. I wanted somebody to take care of me the way that I was taking care of others. I wanted somebody to appreciate me, and I didn't have the knowledge and understanding about personality types and trusting myself. And I had a community around me that I trusted enough. And when we were dating, I would go to everyone around and I would say, hey, what do you think about this person? It's like my first public boyfriend. There were a couple of boyfriends that I dated and I interacted with, but I didn't really introduce to anybody. But with him, I did. I introduced him to everybody and they were all like, yeah, he's a good guy for you. He seems fine, blah, blah, blah. But in my heart, I had all these check marks. Things just didn't quite add up, but it was mostly right. And I know that when we first got together, I asked Holy Spirit and I heard, just go with it. And then I went with it, and we spent over 14 years going with it and fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting every single which way about everything. And we have 2 beautiful kids from that. It was so difficult, though. He never loved my body, which made that even worse. The closest thing that he would say to that I'm beautiful is that my face is pretty. And it hurt. And I'm not here to try and talk down about anybody, but it added, just part of the story, it added to me and all the things playing together. A lot of things that I chose for myself. I was homeschooled for most of my education, and I appreciated so many elements of homeschooling that I wanted to homeschool my kids. So that was a choice that I made, and my kid's dad made. And so I am a homeschooling mom of my kids, which has meant that I've been home for most of my life. And maybe that is part of why I haven't wanted to go out and find other kind of jobs so much, because I've been home for most of my life. But I am out here sharing all of this, which is a whole nother, there's a part of this. Like, maybe I'm not sharing anything. Maybe I'm being too cryptic. But it's real for me, what I'm sharing. And at whatever level that I'm sharing, I'm being authentically me for this video. I love being a homeschooler. I love seeing the connections with my kids. I love when they're learning things and things light up for them. I love seeing that. I love being a part of their lives every single day. I don't always love their attitudes, but I think that's just part of being a parent. We're all going to have these days where we don't necessarily get along, because that's just human nature, but we always repair, and I appreciate that part. I have been reminded of scenarios. Yesterday, somebody messaged me from my past where there have been scenarios where I gave of myself, gave of my time, my energy, my effort to watch other people's kids, or like when I was just befriending people. I've always wanted community around me, and I've done things that people have been hurt by, trying to stand up for my value. And it crossed a line because I didn't do it in the right way. Or maybe it crossed the line for them because I maybe they didn't think that I don't know what the deal is, but like in this particular situation, I was asked to watch a friend's kid after school on certain days of the week. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, I'm here. They can participate in whatever I'm doing. I'm here. I will take care of your kid. And then there was one day that my brain kind of spaced a little. We went to the pool and I offered for the kid to, come swim with us. I remember talking about it with their parent, and their mom was like, no, I don't think that that's a good idea, something. And I'm like, okay, she's going to pick him up earlier, then maybe he can't come and swim. But then he got off school and came to the pool, and then what I remember happening is that he was not being picked up early, like she said. So then he sat next to the pool while we're playing, and I'm like, you can come in, you can play with us, whatever. And then we can, I don't know, like, I was just making bad judgment calls, but like my kids were like really wanting to be at the pool too. So I'm like, I don't know. It was a thing. I don't know the scenario very well. It's been years. Anyways, I was reminded about that. And then ultimately what happened is that because of that scenario, it didn't matter. Like I had already watched him for quite a few weeks at that point. And she got upset that I wasn't being a good caretaker. And I didn't keep my kids out of the pool because her kid couldn't go in the pool. And then she almost wanted to stop letting him come over to the house, but I think she had him come over to the house maybe 1 or 2 more times after school. And then I told her, hey, the last day of school, I'm not going to be here because there was a scenario that happened that was taking me out of town. And I gave her a heads up that, hey, I need you to try to find somebody else. And she ended up wanting all the money that she had paid me back because I couldn't fulfill watching her kid that last day. And I guess she told her son what happened years later now. And he messaged me and he was so mad that she had paid me money to watch him. And the amount of anger that happened out of that shows me that she was still upset because of how he was talking to me. And I realized today that my value, the value that I was bringing, was not actually valuable to her. My value, the value of me, is less than the money that she paid me into her. Regardless of anything, he sent me a really bad message, a really angry message, and I immediately, I knew what was going on. Holy Spirit told me, and I read through the angry words, and I just saw his heart was so broken, and his heart was so hurt, and there was so much misunderstanding. And so for me, I'm like immediately my response was, thank you so much for reaching out. I'm so sorry that I've hurt you and your family. My intention was never meant to bring pain to anyone. And that's literally the truth of me. Like, my heart is so especially because of how much I have craved community. My heart has been so much full of love towards other people, and I just I want so desperately to be loved by other people that I would never mean to intentionally hurt anyone ever. And I know that when that situation happened, genuinely was like the beginning of me really stepping up for who I am and my value, learning to love myself. And so I know that was triggering for the people in my life. When you start to show up differently, when I started to show up differently, it starts to trigger people because they're used to seeing you a certain way. Those people were used to seeing me and seeing me act a certain way. And I wouldn't give the money back because I'm like, I worked for this. We had an agreement and I did show up on my part. But after years now, I'm like, truly, it's a dollar amount. If that dollar amount would solve or resolve, like, part of me is like, I don't care, just give it back. But the other part of me is like, but I did do the work for that. I don't know. You can share your thoughts if you want about that particular story if you're still here. This is a long video, so it's okay if you're not here. But I'm just it's a thing. Like I don't know if I should even chase that person down. That was interesting. But there were things in my life that have happened that have made me the person that I am today with the stories that I have. I know there's another part. I keep touching my face because there's another story that I grew up. My mom has cold sores often, and I had cold sores often. I didn't know anything about it. And a neighbor of mine spent time with me. And like, for me, all that I want to do is just share love, share light, have community, bring a hope to people. That's literally my existence. My existence is genuinely wanting to help people have a better life. And my existence is to help me have a better life. I know that now. But this neighbor spent a little bit of time with me and then developed cold sore. And then she asked around her friends all and was like, I think it came from you, Natalie. It must have come from you. And I'm like, I don't know. I haven't had a cold sore in years. Like years. I haven't had a cold sore. And then after she brought it up, I did have a cold sore. And I was just like, maybe it did come from me. And then I started really like doing some healing energy work, and trying to really find the root of where these things are coming from and try to get it out, because I realized too, like, this is another one of the things that I'm meant to talk about on this video. I've already talked about before, but in this particular video is that I'm a Christian. I've always been a Christian. I believe that Jesus is Messiah. And I also believe that there are things in the spiritual community, quote, New Age, that are of God, and that God can speak through using tarot cards. They are tools. Oracle cards are tools that God can use to speak to us. God can use anything to speak to us. And tarot cards themselves, when I've researched them, they are known in the spiritual community or New Age community as tools, and in the church they're part of the occult. But that's not actually true. Like, when you actually go and look at them, they're just associated with them because they're using them. But God can use anything to speak to us. He can use books. He can use donkeys. It says so in the Bible. God can use donkeys. It's where your intention is, where your heart is. God can use all sorts of things. And there are things in the spiritual community that are in alignment with God, and that we are missing a big chunk of our knowledge and understanding if we're on either side. If we're only looking at the spiritual stuff and we're not taking any of the Christianity knowledge and understanding that comes from the Bible, or if we're Christianity and we're not taking anything from the spirituality side, there's so much that's missing. And I feel like I'm meant to be a bridge for these communities in some way, shape, or form, and meant to show the world, whoever's in my field anyways, I'm meant to show these truths for me. And I understand that not everything that I believe is going to be what you believe, because we are on our own journey and we have our own story. We have our own past, and those things have affected the way that we believe what we believe. So ultimately, part of my mission is to share the questions. Why do you believe that? Why do you believe what you believe? But also to bring information in, like being able to actually go through the process of healing and using energy work to heal your body, to manifest. My video cut off, but my point is that there's so much knowledge out there to really delve into, and so much of religion is scared about the things that they don't know, and so much of spirituality is scared to, or hurt to, go into looking at anything Christianity. But if you can be open and receptive to what God, Creator, Source, Universe, I say God, I believe God. You can say whatever you want. I'm not here to argue that with you. If you can be open and receptive to what God has for you, there's so much that you can go through and grow through. And I know that when I'm saying things, sometimes people get misunderstandings, but it's okay if I'm not being fully understood. It's okay if you have questions, and I will answer questions. Going back to the cold sore thing, I genuinely don't know the last time I've had a cold sore because I have gone through so much healing and have reprogrammed my body, and I'm still the weight that I am, but I don't know if that's going to stay that way, but maybe it is. Maybe my body will stay this way even if I switch more things up, which I continually am. Like, I'm on a mission right now to be the healthiest me that I can be, including the cold sore, including the foods that I'm eating, and the amount of exercise that I am doing, because I want to help myself and my children to be healthy and live a long life and have a good sleep routine and just be everything the good that we are meant to be in this world. So there might be some changes that come, but I'm not forcing them the same way that I was trying to before, because I'm not looking at myself with hatred. I'm not listening to the thoughts through hatred, thinking that people actually think I look ugly, or listening to the thoughts that say, oh, you're not really that good. You're not good at that thing. Or even though you did those things and somebody asks for you to pay them back, even though you've done all that effort, just give the money back. I don't know. Maybe I was wrong in that moment. Again, my intention was not meant to hurt them. I did apologize to the kid, though. And I left it as an apology. I didn't say anything else. I didn't feel like I was supposed to right then. But I also understand, too, that as human beings, we are here doing the very best that we can with the information that we have at that time. As human beings, that is the case all the way around. So for our parents who did things that we didn't like or that hurt us genuinely, or our friends or other family members or neighbors or whoever, any other human being, any adult in our life when we were a child, they did what they knew at the time. Some of them genuinely did the best that they could with the information that they had. And that's all I can do as a parent for my children. And I genuinely, I love them to the core of my being. And I hope that I'm doing the best that I can for them with the information that I have. I'm doing the best that I can right here on this video. Even though it started off being very cringy. These are things that a lot of these things I don't really feel comfortable sharing with a lot of people, but I felt like, no, I knew when I woke up, I knew that this was the message I was supposed to share. This is very cringy. This is very, very cringy. Especially my age. Because I've been hiding that. I didn't want people to know my age. But now you do. Everyone who watches this video knows how old I am. Because Congratulations. I'm not telling you that you need to make a video like this or anything, but I will challenge you with this. What are you holding on to that's cringy to you? That's uncomfortable. That's just part of your humanity. What are you holding on to that you want no one to actually know? My hands are getting a little weird, messing with my holding phone hand. There's a reason for all of the things. All the things, there's a reason. Eventually, I will figure out videos a little bit better. Maybe I will have them when maybe I'll sit somewhere else. I don't know. Maybe I'll have a stand sometimes. But that's not this one. This video is meant to be like this. Sorry. I'm really hoping that it's not so bad for you. But again, this is meant to be a cringy human Natalie video. Like, I don't even know why maybe you can tell me why this video was necessary. Maybe it's just to stretch me in my humanity and what I'm willing to share online. I'm willing to share whatever God tells me to share. If it's going to help somebody, including myself, to grow, to connect, fine. Have it all. God, truly, have it all. All the parts of me. If you're still here, first of all, God, I just ask right now that you would protect this information. If there's anything in here that's meant to be protected, protect it. Let the people who are meant to see it genuinely. Let them feel your love. Let them feel your compassion in their lives. Let them sense you in a way that they have never sensed you before. God, I pray that you would be in their lives. You would encourage them on their walk with you to understand more of who you are in their lives, to understand the power that they have, the boldness that you've placed inside of them, and let them feel you, God. Now I'm meant to pray in tongues. Verokotara shekeleki satatrana akotrosto namendirigi delecha anibi elokotrosho ahimanraka sarehelecha na robo trono oi. Gebranariki ite shesariki protono o proatlaka atati esheke. Yelamondrosu proton eka atalecheni ite deshe mrodosu rotola khadrini imbe. Reka andaye te shela khutu sumu ndore le genera kale lienro kosa rakami endreka asha sele khudru serene tina ala khana rekile enro goro dono somra ta shale khana rese protara le kidna sa kite shela khutu su mondro kolo brana kipa andra sa itenenesha kadrana sopo. I keep hearing the word awaken, 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 awaken with boldness, with intensity, with clarity, with life, with light. Awaken, awaken, O soul. Awaken to your calling. Awaken to what is meant for you. Awaken. So awaken. And I hope that you have a beautiful day. Let it be so. In Jesus' name, amen.